right, guys, welcome to the Ultimate Fantasy Locker Room. We are back.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
What's going on, Rocco?
I definitely sounded the whitest there, but you know,
That's you, man. That is you.
Hey, we're trying to do this quickly, so
That's your niche.
Let's talk about this because, guys, I got to pick pretty quickly here because I'm the number 3 pick.
You are.
Just saying.
Yeah,
And-
I'm the 4th pick.
Just so everybody knows, this is going to go. All the bots are going to be on auto draft, so it's going to be instantaneous picks for them.
All right,
Nobody knows what we're talking about.
They
So
don't.
we're doing a mock draft.
that's right, and it's going to be a redraft league,
Redraft.
PPR.
Yeah.
And so here is our rules. We each pick 2 QBs,
I think our rules are PPR.
PPR. Wow.
We're saying for the roster, right?
Yeah, for the
he's
roster.
got roster.
Oh, that was a zing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was a zing.
Bazinga.
We're going through
Zing.
RT Sports before you get into
Sorry,
that.
that might be taken already. Bazinga.
Yeah,
RT
thank you.
Sports. We're going through RT Sports, right?
Thank you,
Yes.
RT Sports.
Hooked us up.
So, anyways, each of us are choosing 2 QBs, 2 tight ends, 1 defense, 1 kicker, 4 running backs, 4 wide receivers.
Yeah.
I'm glad you memorized that because I don't have it memorized.
We don't know what the bots are doing. Are the bots doing the exact same
Yeah,
thing?
so I set the parameters
That's
for
right.
everybody the same.
Those sons of bitches.
We have no friends.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
we tried to
so,
set
yeah.
this up.
Yeah, we had lots of friends who just didn't commit.
Are they
So-
really friends, though?
Non-committal sons of beaches.
So-
Or people that you know?
Yeah. So I got one word for them.
Bud Light. Suck one.
So
Yeah.
I'm saying suck it
Hard.
to all those guys, except for Steve Sparrow, who
Steve Sparrow, too. A
Yeah,
little bit.
no, but Steve was going to do it. So
I think Phil's saying that
Suck
Steve
it?
can still suck it, though.
yeah, he can still suck
Yeah,
it.
he can suck
So
it.
all right, so we're starting in like 1 minute and 36 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah, who's going
mean-
first? Bot number 1?
Yeah,
Bot 7. Let's rename him.
bot
So,
7. Then
Let's. I
bot
mean,
4.
this is redraft, so there's no long-term implications. It's just this year only.
Yeah, so
I'm
that
sure everybody knows that, but let's
so
just
that
reiterate.
de-emphasizes rookies unless we feel very strong about a rookie.
Yes, and that. No real long-term plays here.
That's right. Yeah, which is not my preferred style. Any of our preferred style.
No.
We think that a dynasty draft causes you to think deeper.
Yeah, and we love thinking deep.
We do.
So we do. We're
I
a
think
couple 3 deep cats.
3 deep cats. I think
So-
Bot 7 just officially changed their name.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So we got a little AI going on.
Yeah.
So late round, so your flyers, you're taking flyers on guys more along the lines of like guys that you would actually probably choose for best ball leagues too, as opposed to, guys that you just want to grab and stash for a year or two like you would do in Dynasty.
Yeah, with the redraft leagues, I think you can reach and grab a couple of guys just like that, some flyers. But I mean, we're going through your basic like 14 round draft, so a lot of our guys are probably still going to be the guys that you're going and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
targeting. You're not just taking flyers on.
Yep.
Maybe your last running back, last wide receiver.
Well, I mean, you just don't know what we're going to do because I'm still, like, if I'm high in a rookie, I'm taking a rookie. I don't give a damn what
Yeah.
you guys think. You know?
Here we
Oh,
go.
whatever
About
you
to
want to
start.
do, buddy.
Bot
All right.
number 7, also known as Batman in the bedroom, takes
Oh, gosh, Christian McCaffrey.
Christian
That was a real
McCaffrey.
shocker there.
followed by Dalvin Cook.
Oh, that was very quick.
And
Now God hates Jags is
I
on
want
the
to see
board.
what you do here because you got Barkley coming off the injury. You got Kamara. Do you go with a wide receiver? You go best wide receiver on the board here?
I do not.
Oh, guys, just before, so don't rush into this pick. Just so you know, we do have 4 minutes. That way we can kind of like,
Yeah.
we can kick
So-
it around a little bit. That way we don't have to rush
Thank
into
you,
these picks.
because I almost rushed into
I
a
know.
pick.
I saw
Oh, you should do this on TV. You're pretty good at this, man.
So
You like this?
I am leaning toward Derrick Henry
Should get a
because there's
podcast or
no
something.
injury
Yeah.
worry. We know he's the sole back.
Yeah.
The other running backs I've looked at or would consider as Barkley or Kamara, but those two scare me a little bit more, to be honest with you.
Uh-huh.
So what do you guys think? What would you do if you were here?
Well, I would probably go chalk and take Barkley here.
Yeah, this pick has been routinely tough for me. I've switched it up in so many different leagues. I've gone Barkley here. I've gone Kamara here. But again, I don't like Barkley coming off the injury and now them spreading the ball around. Kamara, I don't like the fact that it's not going to be Drew Brees,
Yeah, it's a new quarterback, and it could be a 2-quarterback system.
who I've been finding myself sliding him up further and further towards the top is Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah.
It's just tough for me
JTT.
to take JTT this high.
It is tough, but that's one of those
Still got
things
it.
where it's your gut matches what you think you've recognized on paper, and you just have to pull the trigger.
So
It's a tough pick. Don't get me wrong.
I'm just saying, with you're talking about them spreading the ball in New York. I still think Barkley's going to wind up being the focal point of that offense. But even though they have more guys spread around too, I mean, they just got a new core. They just traded for a quarterback they're going to want to throw the ball. Frank Wright wants to throw the ball. He did that with what's his name? I'm farting right now.
Wentz?
Yeah, with Wentz, he did that with Wentz in Philly. The run game wasn't much of a factor when he was there. You got two other backs in the backfield. So and I like JTT. I'm just saying there's also those arguments to be made for him.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to go to make my pick with 1:40 left, and I'm going to pick Alvin Kamara because I just think it's the safest pick of anybody. Immediately after that, Saquon goes, and
So-
now we got Phil empty his
Empty my
his.
ball sack on you.
Yeah, so this is interesting here because
Yeah, so now you got a tough
I got
choice.
the three
JTT.
next backs, at least the ranking of these backs. I'm not interested in Elliott at this point. Taylor, I am interested now, but I still have those. I'm tempted to go with the best wide receiver on the board.
Which who do you have? You have Devontae Adams is best,
It's risky now, not knowing what's going on with Rodgers, and that's what.
and
So
that's
this
why
makes it really.
that's why I didn't go wide receiver
Yeah.
because I just felt
Okay.
like there's
So
some
I want
question mark.
to bring up a couple of quick points here before Phil chooses. All right, for both the viewers and for us drafting, you have to remember that
face real quick. Sorry.
you have to remember that this is all off of current ADP as reported through RT Sports. So right now, this board is very running back heavy, and these bots are going to just choose straight down the board until their parameters are filled. So you're going to see a lot of these running backs go early.
Yeah.
That's good for two reasons, right? Kind of makes us get a little bit creative with how we want to draft. And it also, some of our viewers that play a lot of leagues that end up finding themselves in leagues where there are teams that are auto drafted, because it happens, and it happens a lot. You have to be very, very conscious of those, if you don't pick, Zeke is going to be the next player off the board automatically. So it makes you wonder, like, damn, do I want to take Zeke here? Because he's definitely not coming back.
Not me though. I mean, maybe it makes somebody. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Or Jonathan Taylor, when it gets to me, because I drew 9 picks somehow.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what. Something I've learned
Awful.
with these picks early in the first round is you don't mess around too much. You don't want to get too cute.
that's right.
And the Elliott thing, in my eyes, it's not a too cute thing. I just think it's going to happen. JT Taylor, I think it's a little more hype than substance as far as where he's ranked here. And I'm going to go with the tried and true Derrick Henry just for this year.
I am the smartest man
I will take him.
I feel like that's what he was saying internally. Although
That's what he was
but
trying
I
to
actually
say.
agree with that pick. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
So-
It's not a bad pick there, obviously. But
So did you do that? Did you draft it or no? Because it's
Yeah,
not
I'm
showing
trying
up.
to figure it out right now. There you go. He's drafted.
All right,
All right.
so we got immediately Elliott, JTT, and then the first receiver, Devontae Adams, is off the board.
Which is risky.
So
And I think if this is not a bot, I think there's a chance he doesn't go here.
Yes.
Adams, yeah.
No, he probably does not. But who have actually been seen draft in that slot, and actually the slot prior, right around 1-7, is Travis Kelce starts to go.
So one other thing too we have to know is this is a snake draft.
It is a snake?
So
Okay.
so Mark, that gives you a little bit of to play with because
It does.
you can probably get your favorite receiver and running back here.
I could, if I didn't turn into such a running back whore this year.
You are a whore.
I'm definitely. I'm digging these.
Filthy
I'm
whore.
digging these running backs. These running backs are.
That's when you play.
They're at a premium.
You've got a dirty, whorish mouth.
There we go.
So who are you going to pick, Mark?
All right. So obviously, Tyreek Hill is sitting there. So we have some great wide receivers, right? You have Tyreek Hill. You have Stephon Diggs. Like I've mentioned before, in best ball leagues, Travis Kelce's not a bad pick here because he's heads and tails way far ahead of the second place scoring tight end. It's funny because if I select one of the two players ahead of him, I definitely don't get him on the rebound. but there's a guy sitting there at 10 that I absolutely love this year. And that's Joe Mixon. I think Joe Mixon coming back off of injury.
Smoking Joe Mixon.
Smoking Joe. They let go of Giovanni. So that basically tells you, hey, Mixon's our 3 down back, and they're since he must be confident that he's coming back strong.
This is painful. Because I mean, we know what you're going to do. I knew what you're going to do almost
just make
immediately.
the pick. Just make the pick.
I think you had you came in with a semi for Joe Mixon from the start.
I'm high on Mixon this year.
It has not gone down.
Hard on him.
Yeah, I can see that desk rising over there. So,
is it that obvious?
It's obvious.
All right, let's go Joe Mixon here.
All right, let's see what the bot does.
So the bot takes Hill and Kelsey. He goes for the old Kansas City Stackaroonie.
Nice. I like that pick.
All right, so then
back to me.
Back to you. What do you do here?
What do I do?
Travis, by the way, we should talk a little bit about Kelsey is being taken as a wide receiver.
Well, that's what he's been saying.
Yep, clear number 1 receiver.
Absolutely.
So, and I think we'll be waiting a little bit before our next tight end comes off.
Yeah, it will be
Unless
even
a
who do you guys think the next tight end to go is? Waller or Pitts?
It's Waller.
Yep.
I would say if it's me, it'll be Kittle because I think Kittle has a rebound year with a revamped offense.
It's a risk though this high. I mean,
yeah,
we're not talking about this round, but yeah.
All right, crusty sack puppet.
So here we go. Here's where I'm gonna get a little cutesy with my gut feeling here. Okay. So let me just break this down. I'm under the running back tab. So here's the next slew of running backs. Aaron Jones. I'm a little freaked out with the whole Aaron Rodgers situation. I don't know how Jones is going to play out.
I know what he's going with here too.
Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb splits time with Kareem Hunt.
Oh yeah, I know where he's going.
It's a little tough there.
He's got a hard on for this guy too.
Yep.
Cam Akers. I think Cam Akers could end up being a pretty solid stud, but small sample size. David Montgomery. You have Tariq Cohen coming back. So
it's such an easy thing.
Montgomery. I don't know if you guys know where I'm going here. Montgomery is going to have. He's got his same situation as Chubb. Mm-hmm. You have Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler is the man in LA, but Herbert Air Bear liked to throw it around last year. I'm going to pass on Eckler. I'm going Najee Harris.
Yes,
I knew it.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I should have made you guys say it.
You had no poker face. I knew from the second one that you were going Najee. So
you got to go Najee here because he's going to be the man in Pittsburgh. They're going to. I think they're going to get back to the run this year. They're going to realize that their most successful years were when they were running the ball and then utilizing those wide receivers.
Okay, so we quickly after that have Aaron Jones, Stefan Diggs, and Nick Chubb that come off the board, and we're back to Phil now. And Phil, you get your, you get your choice here.
What are you going to empty your ball sack on here, Phil?
Well, I talked about my strategy before, and when I'm in the middle of the round, I like to go wide receiver, running back. Although looking at this board, I mean,
there goes the puberty again.
There's a lot more running backs available than I thought would be. So
I think they just recently updated their ADP.
So we got who they're telling me is the next guy up as far as the wide receivers is Hopkins, Metcalf, Jefferson, then AJ Brown and Calvin Ridley. I like two of these guys. I like three. I mean, I like all of these guys. I'm gonna go. I'm going to reach into the cupboard a little bit. I'm going to go grab Calvin Ridley.
That's a very wise selection.
I just think of the volume. I mean, what he did last year when Julio was gone.
All right.
And they're going to lose Julio, but they still have Pitts on the field to draw some of that cover. I just think he's going to tear it up.
Okay. So the next pick was DeAndre Hopkins, and I'm ready for my pick, and I don't know that I got to explain it to you all, but I feel very certain about Justin Jefferson is going to be a solid wide receiver again this year. And there's 3 running backs I would look at, but I believe all of them will be there when I snake back to me in a few picks. So I'm going Justin Jefferson, and what do you guys think about that move?
Well, he was the guy I was really...
I am the smartest man alive!
He was the other guy I was thinking about at wideout.
Yeah.
Okay. I like Jefferson. I think Jefferson's going to have another big follow-up year.
All right. So after Justin Jefferson,
We had Cam Akers went, DK Metcalf, AJ Brown. Then
And I really
David
considered
Montgomery.
Metcalf too.
Yeah.
The hot and coldness of that offense last year kind of puts me off a little bit.
Plus, now there's talk that that's where Julio may end up too.
And that would hurt.
That would definitely hurt DK's status.
Although I don't know that Lockett doesn't get dealt in if
Lockett-
Julio comes in.
Lockett does a lot of his damage from the slot. I mean, they'd be remiss to let go of Lockett. I mean, they'd have
They might not
best
have a
wide
choice
receiver
though.
trio in the league for sure.
So I'm back on the clock, and I'm looking at. I'd like to firm up another receiver. Oh, sorry, another
You like
running back
firming
here.
up stuff too.
Yeah, I do. I would like to firm up another running back here.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on Austin Eckler. The next one they've got rated is Josh Jacobs, which I'm not ready to commit to, but I am ready to commit to this player because the coaches came out last week and said that they are going to work him in as a third down back more, and they're going to be throwing more to him. And so I am completely okay with drafting Antonio Gibson.
Nice pick.
That's
So-
a good pick.
And next was Austin Eckler, so that doesn't surprise me. And now we're back to emptying my ball sack. Which
I'm taking my ball sack. Here we
is
go.
Phil.
So you took my guy
Yeah, good.
with Gibson, but I have a pivot here.
All right.
I do like Dobbins a lot, not as much as you. But there's a guy here that I think is a little slept on because of how last year turned out. I like to see a full off season with their new young quarterback and what they could work with him in the read option, and that's going to be Mr. Miles Sanders.
All right. So I think it's a solid pick. I think he will definitely do better than last year.
Yeah. Well, if you don't like it, you can say you don't like it because I know it's a bit of a.
No, it wouldn't be my choice.
Yeah.
But I do see what the attraction is.
And Miles Sanders, that's a nice pick there. His ADP has actually risen a little bit. I was getting him early on. I thought the same thing. I think he's going to have a great.
Quickly
Here we go. Hang on.
Quickly after him, you got Josh Jacobs, Terry McLaurin, and Patrick Mahomes, the first quarterback off the board.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right, our guys from RT Sports are reaching out to us here. I love how they're very attentive. They come in, they make sure all your drafts are going well. So he's just asking if everything's working as expected.
Tell him that you're working exactly as we expected, that we knew your first two picks without even, you know, I mean, it was easy.
So real quick, back to Miles Sanders. I was getting him fourth round. I think I got him in the fifth round a couple of times. He's steadily been moving up. He's a guy that I am also very high on this upcoming season.
Still a lot of backs left.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of the same backs left, though.
I think there's a few standouts here.
That's fair.
Well, so new news surrounding the very next one that's rated, which is DeAndre Swift.
Yeah.
Obviously, if I want to get him, he is the next rated player to come off the board altogether. If I wanted him, I'd have to select him now. Apparently, Todd Gurley worked out in Detroit, and Detroit loved Todd Gurley.
I bet they did.
And why the hell not, right? Some of his Jared Goff's best years were with Todd Gurley.
Yeah, can we talk about the league I'm in with you and how somebody was trying to force me to take $190 for a Todd Gurley?
my
Oh,
God.
man. It
Yeah.
was,
And he
tried selling you on it, too.
He justified it to me several ways, but
you
I
just got to cut your losses on that Todd Gurley
I
contract.
resisted it.
Well, the thing-
WTF? I did not. I did not fall for that.
It's funny because, and the sad part, you could, right? You could roll the dice if you wanted to, but it's a 2-year contract. So even if you wanted to cut it, you're stuck for a percentage the following year.
Yeah.
So you
no.
can't even cut your losses.
I wouldn't even think about it.
All right, so let me pick here.
I did think about it because my running back situation was terrible.
All right, so it looks like if I want Waller, I got to go Waller. I don't want him.
I'd roll with the waiver wire rather than pay him that much money.
Running back here. Let's see. I'm not going to go running back. All right, I'm gonna shift gears here. I'm
Go
going
ahead,
quarterback.
man.
I'm
Right
going
now,
wide
Josh
receiver.
Allen. No, see.
Going wide receiver here. Some of the better receivers are off the board. I'm going to go here with a guy that I am hoping returns to form this year.
Ooh, let me think.
Want to say who it is?
Oh yeah, it's a hometown boy.
Yeah, I think so too.
No. I am hoping here that that Mr. Michael Thomas
Okay.
becomes once again the focal point in the passing attack in New Orleans. I'm going to roll the dice here. Could be a
you
bit
got
of a
49
stretch.
seconds to roll that dice, so
do.
you better hurry.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and draft him there to make sure I do get him. But so I bring Michael Thomas on home. Hopefully he returns to form. If Jameis gets the nod there, I'm very confident that Jameis is a Chuck and F type of player. It's either he's gonna throw a touchdown or he's gonna throw a pick. He really doesn't give a shit. I think he's going to go downfield a lot to Michael Thomas, and I think it could end up working out.
And immediately after that is DeAndre Swift and Darren Waller, as you mentioned. And you are back up.
There goes Waller.
And Phil, you are on the clock in 3 picks after that. So, Krusty Sock Puppet, who are you going to
So I am
here now?
once again going to forego the hometown boy, and I'm going to go with a dude that I'm super high on this year. I like the fact that the Rams went out and got Stafford. Robert Woods has been one of the most reliable receivers in the past few years. I think he is going to be the recipient of much improved quarterback play out in LA. I think they're going to get some good production out of Cam Akers, and I think with Kupp there, they brought in Deshaun Jackson, who can still flat out fly. I think Woods is going to have another very productive year. So I'm going to go with Robert Woods here.
All right, so we got Woods off, and then immediately, CEH goes off, who I was kind of hoping would come back to me. J.K. Dobbins goes off, who was another running back I liked, and Chris Godwin. And it's up to you, Phil.
All right, so
this does make it harder because now running backs are starting to disappear, and you're having to take some real chances on running backs from here on out.
yeah, with that in mind, I mean, let me take a look at these running backs before I make a choice because, if I'm gonna shoot a shot in the dark here, I mean, Carson is about the only guy here that I really would consider taking right now. James Robinson, and that just tells you their rating right there, where they're slotted. Nobody knows what the hell's gonna go on there. Here's my thought process. I want another wideout, and Keenan Allen, been a big fan of for years.
Yeah, consistent,
I do like
solid
him.
back.
The guy I'm going to go with here, I think, is the clear number one option in the passing game. And this is a homer pick, but I think it's a smart pick.
I think it's the right pick because if you let him go, I'm taking him next.
Yeah, I think he's a touchdown scorer, and I think he's obviously going to be the guy they go to when they need to score.
I like this pick.
So I'm going to go with Kenny Golladay. And I think I won't be disappointed.
So when I get my soundboard, I definitely want a Homer Simpson button.
Yeah.
That dole.
So the moment after you pick Golladay,
that Homer pick.
Chris Carson goes.
But so do you think he's that much? I mean, to jump over Robinson and Allen? I mean,
No, I think it's the right pick. Honestly, that would have been mine. I would have jumped.
I mean, I
to.
get the joke, but like seriously, I don't think it's a stretch to take him over either one of those guys.
I don't take him there only because there is uncertainty, right? So
What's the uncertainty though?
the uncertainty is you have a lot of weapons there, and he's not necessarily their red zone target. They brought in.
Oh, he's going to be the red zone
They
target.
brought in Kyle Rudolph. They already have Evan Ingram.
That's fair, but I've watched Evan Ingram for 4 years,
I get that.
and he's not the red zone target.
But I mean, Allen Robinson is the focal point of that offense. Allen Robinson is who they target no matter where they're on the field.
That's fair.
Keenan Allen is the red zone threat there, especially now with them letting go of Hunter Henry. I mean, you can make arguments for a lot of them.
yeah,
Amari Cooper, with Dak back, that's another team that has a lot of targets, right? So who is going to be the guy there?
yeah,
Amari Cooper's probably the bigger, more physical out of the receivers, so he may end up being the red zone target.
maybe.
You have Mike Evans. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lot there. Is it a stretch? No, of course it's not a stretch. But
So he made my choice much harder because I would have absolutely jumped those other two to pick up Golladay. So I think you made the right choice. Right now, I'm kind of faced with there's a bunch of wide receivers that I feel about the same about. I'm not quite ready to take a tight end and I quite honestly don't love any of the running backs. So I'm going to do something I don't normally do, and I'm going to draft a quarterback here, and I'm going with Josh Allen as my quarterback.
And Amari Cooper goes.
Yep, Amari Cooper goes. Melvin Gordon goes. Allen Robinson goes. And Keenan Allen goes. And it's back to me. So now I've got some tough choices. If I look at my running backs that are there, there's a lot of the same. There's Myles Gaskin, David Johnson, James Robinson, Travis Etienne, Kareem Hunt. There's a lot that are just kind of the same, right? I already have 2 starting running backs in Kamara and Gibson. So I am tempted here to either go for another wide receiver or to draft a little bit higher than I should, but somebody who I know will not be here when I come back around. And so I'm going and taking Kyle Pitts as my tight end.
Nice.
I just feel very strongly about him. I like the offense he's in.
Yeah.
I like Matt Ryan. I like that Matt Ryan goes to his tight end quite a bit. And I think Julio's going to be gone, and they're going to be in double tight end sets a lot more.
Yeah.
So I think it leads to a lot of catches.
Not to mention, they say he's probably, the most freakish athlete at his position to come out in the last 2 decades. I mean, that's high praise, right?
Yep.
Praise like that doesn't come around often, and, it's not to be ignored.
So after Kyle Pitts, which was a bit of a stretch, Mike Evans goes, and we are back to emptying my ball
sack on you.
which is just, I can't say that.
I just wanted you to keep. That's why I picked it.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Wait a minute. This coming from the guy who has probably the most quotable line since we've aired on this podcast, which may have been turned into a magnet. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We should make T-shirts.
What was that again?
I'm all cock, baby.
All right, Phil. So where are you going here? Are you
Why
taking a
at this
quarterback,
point? What's
or-
left on the wide receiver board here?
Yeah.
I feel like I could get equal value in the round or 2 from now. Running backs are interesting. There's a handful of guys here, but I think some of these guys will still be here. I'm gonna go and shore up, even though we have a few questions about this guy. If I could get this RT Sports thing to load here, I'm gonna go ahead and fill a position of need. I'm gonna go with Mr. George Kittle.
All right. Which is, honestly, that was the guy that I was debating between Pitts or Kittle. But I just felt like Pitts had no injury history at all.
Yeah.
And a better offense. That's why I went Pitts.
Pitts
But
is
I like Kittle.
Pitts is the sexier pick too. Pitts
Yeah.
is
All
Pitts
about
is that
being sexy.
Yeah, Pitts is that unknown. Hey, is this dude going to come out and absolutely destroy this league, or is he going to come out and be mundane?
Yeah.
You don't know. That's the uncertainty, but it's definitely the sexier of the picks.
So after Kittle goes, we've got Cooper Kupp, Kyle Murray, and Tyler Lockett.
Although I do think that earlier in the pod you committed to Kittle as the next tight end coming off the board, even though you went to Pitts. You son of a bitch. You slow playing son of a bitch.
I was throwing you guys off the scent because I
not
knew.
me.
Yeah, because I knew. Because I think you would have went Pitts there if he was still there.
No, before you said Pitts, I was already going Kittle.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Krusty Sock Puppet, you are up.
Krusty Sock Puppet.
Yeah, can you explain that name? What
Does he have to explain
mean?
that?
What is that name talking about? What is it like? Explain what a Krusty Sock Puppet
His
is.
high school years, basically.
High school still maybe is
Still maybe. Yeah.
I don't know that the name needs to be explained, but the ruse behind it was I had another name on the site that we're currently on, RT Sports,
Yeah.
and the name was URMOMNME, which is Your Mom and Me. So some people, after having that moniker for like 6 years, some people took offense to it, and they raised some hell.
You got
and
snowflakes on there or what?
There are a couple of snowflakes on
There's
here.
some special people.
But it's a great site. It's got a mixture of people. So obviously there's gonna
You're going to have snow little...
with all the warm weather, you're gonna have some snowflakes.
few Thumbelinas in there.
Thumbelina.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you go shut that camera off and turn it back on?
Yeah.
So we don't lose this. We're not going to cut the stream off here. We'll just have Rocky do the camera work.
All right. Well, in that case, I'll keep rolling
And
here.
get a nice shot of Rocky's ass walking back into frame.
There you go. Perks of the job. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select somebody who I think right now you're
Still
getting.
making his pick. Right?
This is like, you know,
Well,
it's
we
funny.
haven't talked about
Have you
it.
guys seen
slow
that
death.
trend going on? This is like that game with the phone. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
Where like you say, I'm passing the phone
Oh yeah,
to a guy
yeah,
that doesn't know how to wash his ass.
yeah.
And then you pass it to Mark.
I've seen it.
It's kind of like that, what we're doing.
All right. So crazy good value here. I think no matter where he ends up, he's still going to be a monster. I'm going Julio Jones here.
Okay.
Yeah, now Julio has really fallen because of the uncertainty around where he's going. But no matter where he goes, he's still Julio.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Or,
I
or
like that pick.
Julio.
Julio.
As some would.
I like that pick quite a bit.
So and knowing that it was going to come back to me and I was going to get another pick, I was actually going to go 2 wide receivers here because I've already selected 2 of my 3 starting wide receivers that have bye weeks in the same week currently, provided that Julio is not traded.
Julio.
And I'm going to come right back and select a guy that has been screaming up my board. I am super excited to see what this guy does this year, especially if Sam Darnold
I like that little flair you put on his name.
that can. It's because I think he's French Canadian. Sam
Oh, yes.
Darnold. He's beignets and what the hell ever.
So,
So anyway, DJ Moore. You know, DJ Moore has been a solid wide receiver for years. He's had some inconsistent quarterback play. He might still get it. Who the hell knows? Darnold might, he still might be seeing ghosts in Carolina. It might just not have been a Jersey thing. So I think DJ Moore is probably the most solid passing option in that attack outside of obviously Christian McCaffrey.
Robbie Anderson.
I don't think he's as Robbie
Think he's
Anderson.
better.
He drops balls though.
I think he still outperformed him last year.
You know.
Well, I mean, if Mark takes a wide
here-
receiver here,
it's my
though,
pick, not yours. So
I'm just giving my 2 cents. You
So
talk
you-
a whole fucking lot when we're making picks.
Are you taking?
I'm taking DJ Moore.
Okay, so we've had a run on wide receivers because
serious run.
we've had Cortland Sutton leave, Juju Schuster, and Moore for Mark, and then we had
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay
Oh
Johnson.
no, I'm sorry. No, that was actually David Johnson that was taken.
David Johnson. Now we've had 2 running backs off, David Johnson and Miles Gaskin, and then Brandon Ayuk.
Ayuk.
And now we are back up to emptying my ball sack.
There we go.
I'm getting used to saying that.
It feels good, doesn't it?
You're leaving off the end though. It's on you.
On you.
You have to.
I mean,
Finish
what
it.
is emptying your ball sack if it's not on somebody else?
Yeah, I don't know
I
where to
don't
go
know.
with
I'm
that.
going to
so
drop
I'm
the
just-
mic on that one.
just
Listen,
going to
I don't know.
we're going to start.
I'm very
I'm going to
important,
start speeding these little
I have
intros up because we're at
many
35 minutes,
leather-bound
boys, and we got
books
7, 8.
and
How many?
my
What do we got?
apartment.
Yeah,
We got about 8.
Metal.
Well, I'm going to worry about it a little bit.
Rich
2 of them are terrible though. No one's going to talk about kickers or defenses. Nobody
All right,
gives a shit.
So,
That's true.
So why don't you hurry and make your pick?
All right. So,
Son of a.
I want some running back depth here.
Oh,
Right,
shit,
I
that
got
was
my
last
tight
wide
end.
receiver.
I got I'm not even looking at my roster, but I feel good about my wideouts. I feel good about my running backs, at least my top 2. Got my tight end. I'm not going quarterback because I haven't already. I'll wait till later. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump down this ADP a little bit,
Yeah.
and I'm going to go for a nice floor here. I'm going to go grab Mike Davis.
Yeah. I like that pick a lot. In fact, that honestly would have been my next pick. So I think it's a good, solid pick.
Sorry, I almost took Davis in place of Moore.
And it's because I'll run off the names. You got James Robinson, Etienne, Kareem Hunt, Chase Edmonds, Connor, Ronald Jones. Every one of those guys is in a committee or a ball sharing situation like Mark. And I just want to go with the guy that I know is going to get a solid workload as my 3rd back.
Next on the clock, God hates Jagoffs.
Yeah. So we did have Deontay Johnson now go off the board after Mike Davis.
Thank God.
I feel the need to go for a wide receiver,
Oh, I'm surprised.
but my running backs are also very, very weak.
Here it is. He's coming back to it. I knew it.
And I think what you're leaning toward is that I should be going Kareem Hunt.
Well, I know you're going Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, but I actually am not going Kareem Hunt. And the reason is I just can't pass this guy because he just looked too promising last
good.
year. And I don't believe he's going to be used as much, but I believe he's still going to be used a lot. And I am going to be drafting James Robinson with my pick. So after James Robinson, immediately Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lambs, Mark Andrews, and Travis Etienne go off.
Yep.
So now if I wanted Kareem Hunt, I could pick up Kareem Hunt. And I'm looking at my wide receivers, and I don't love any of them. I like some, but I don't love any.
That you currently have?
No, that are currently available. So let me see what I'm going to do here.
Man, we have some very differing strategies here. You're filling out your starting lineup essentially. I've started dipping into the old backup bag.
So I am going to do this because I don't love the wide receivers. I like a lot.
Wide receivers so deep this year too. I didn't have to stretch there and take my fourth receiver.
So I have the capacity here to either double up on either a tight end or a quarterback a little bit early, or
that's ballsy,
or choose my fourth running back. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go back and choose my homer and go for Kareem Hunt. I think he's got some upside, specifically if Nick Chubb gets hurt, and I've got my 4 running backs, and so I don't have to worry about that position anymore.
There you go.
So that's me. And then immediately we go Chase Edmonds, and now we're back on the board with Phil.
God damn it, I don't get my quarterback.
All right.
No, you're not, but I almost chose your quarterback.
Yeah.
So I took a look at my wide receivers, and I do want to shorten it up a little bit. Guys on the board, they're telling me to take DJ Chark.
I'm
not going to do
sure
that.
of him at
Not
all.
going to do that.
Yeah.
What I will do here, see, I got 2 guys in mind here. One of them is Robbie Anderson, who I just talked about. And the other, if I can find them.
You want to go Debo?
No, I don't want to go Debo either. And the other one's a bit of a flyer, but it's a guy that we actually talked about last episode. And this is just kind of a ceiling thing. And I'm just totally bypassing Adam Thielen, and I don't know why. But it's going with my gut here. I think I'm going to go with Odell Beckham Jr. here.
Oh.
Yeah, I looked at him pretty hard because I do think he's going to have a rebound season. We know he's going to throw 4 touchdowns. I'm just saying. So
It's definitely an upside pick. There's a bunch of guys that are a little bit safer.
But I think he's got a very high floor and a phenomenal ceiling if they can figure out a way to
You
work.
If he could stay on the field.
You better not look at OBJ too hard because he might ask you to defecate on him, that kind of
All
stuff.
right,
he's
so
into.
there we go. And then we've got Lamar Jackson. He's gone.
Unsubstantiated story.
DJ Chark.
I'm just going to start that story about you, and then we're just going to act like it's true.
It's confirmed.
It's not confirmed. By who? The girl that said it?
It's confirmed.
It's confirmed about you or about OBJ?
Who is it confirmed by? Let me hear this real quick.
They did a stool sample
Who's
test.
that? Yeah, all right, shut up.
Okay, we got DJ Chark off the board, James Conner, and now we are at the crusty sock puppet.
Hey, sock boy.
All right. Looks like my quarterback was taken. Lamar would have been. That's
No,
for
Mayfield's still on the board.
Huh?
Mayfield is still on the board.
Lamar
Yeah.
Woodley?
Lamar or Baker's going to stay on that board after this draft is over.
All right.
So Lamar's value there is actually very, very good. You're getting basically a running back too with a quarterback.
Let's move it along, buddy.
Calm down. Pump the brakes. All right. Let's see. What am I missing here? I've only got 2 running backs. Running backs are starting to thin out. I should probably try to shore up the running backs here. So with that being said, there's a lot of hype on some guys here that have been moving up the board, such as Trey Sermon. You can start to make cases for him going early, especially with Jeff Wilson being out and the uncertainty of Mostert being the guy there. Sermon is starting to climb those boards. You have the conundrum of the Ronald Jones, Fat Lenny combo there that you're not sure where they're going to go. Jones is obviously the more fit, athletic back. Fat Lenny seems to show up during the playoffs. It's tough for me to pull the trigger on one of them. Michael Carter's probably the only guy with the Jets, but it's the Jets, so I don't really need to friggin' say any more about that.
They're similar to the Bears, but yeah, I get it.
Jets are probably higher upside, but you know.
What's that? Six wins above the Giants, something like that, right?
Yeah, we're all right.
So we're gonna go.
4 of them. We got 4 of them.
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna take a risk. All right, because I've already got 2 good running backs. I've already
Took a
got
risk when you
Mixon
walked
and
out of the
Harris.
house looking like that.
I want to go with another rookie running back, which I don't typically like to do, especially if I got 2 on my first 3. But I'm going to go Trey Sermon here because I think that he was drafted out in San Francisco for a reason.
I bet he was.
I'm not a big Mostert fan, and Jeff Wilson being injured, a guy like that came in for an injured player and then performs well, but then gets an injury himself. Like he's not solidified in any role there.
I figured out Mark's strategy. His strategy is to talk so long that it comes back
That way
around
I just
to his
want to
pick
put my
again.
head through the locker.
That it comes back around to his pick again, because I was tempted to try to make you talk so long,
Murder him.
that it would
Skip my
auto pick for you.
pick.
Yeah, but okay. So after you picked Trey Sermon, which I do like, you had Debo Samuel, Adam Thielen, and then we're back to Mark.
Back on me. I'm going to take now. I'm going to finish off my running backs.
Ooh,
For me here, it's difficult, right? Because I just talked about Jones and Fournette. There's another guy sitting down here that is fantasy relevant. That's Kenyon Drake. He's way down there. But again, you don't bring in a guy and pay him that much money to not get him in the lineup and get him the ball. I think he might be in 3rd down passing situations. Might not be a terrible play. Could end up being in that Tariq Cohen, Kareem Hunt type of role. Nah, I'm gonna roll the dice in the Super Bowl champions here. I'm gonna go with Ronald Jones. I'm gonna go with the better of the 2 backs.
all right. So we
Let's
got
start out with
Ronald
Ronald.
Jones, and then directly after that we got Carter from the Jets taken, Javonte Williams taken, and Zach Moss taken.
Nice.
And we are at you, Phil, and I don't think any of those made you upset.
No.
Okay.
So, just to reiterate, guy, I know I want to cut the, oh, shit.
Man, it's bad tonight, man.
Yeah, it is.
What are you talking about?
Your
Puberty.
Yeah, I figured out what it is, though. I
is
got a
it?
post-nasal drip thing going on with my
Small
allergies.
penis?
Sure.
Guys, see, you want to attack my manhood.
Post-nasal drip has
That-
nothing to
don't-
do with you.
Throw it
Okay,
up here
you know
on
what?
the
I
table. Let's see it.
got to plug my charger in here soon. So
That's what you
we're
said.
gonna keep this. I think we're gonna run this clock to about 2:30. Use a minute and a half of this clock because we're gonna run out of tape. We're gonna run out of battery, and I want these guys to get all 14 rounds here.
Let's go then.
But what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna jump down this ADP again for another wideout, and I'm gonna hop over a bunch of guys, and I'm gonna go grab the rookie in Cincy, Jamar Chase.
Good pick. I didn't know that post-nasal drip could affect low testosterone levels. That's new.
I actually have extra T. I just had my blood work done.
So after you picked Jamar Chase, who I do like,
for that blood. Yeah, obviously mixed your tube up with somebody
Listen,
else.
guy,
listeners, I am
listen,
trying to move us along.
If you landed in my bedroom and I couldn't see you, you'd be in for a rough night.
All right, so we've got after you chose Chase, we've got Raheem Mostert that goes off the board, and so I'm going to look around here. I don't think I'm going to find any running back that I really like very much. I've got Leonard Fournette, Damian Harris, Nyheim Hines, but I'm not really super happy with any of those guys. If I look at wide receivers, we've got Devontae Smith, Chase Claypool, Will Fuller. Those are all the same guy basically, and I don't like any of them. So I'm going to make a pick here to shore up my tight end position, and I'm going to go with T.J. Hawkinson, who I actually like and who I would have been happy to have as my first tight end, and he'll be my choice here.
Right. So you did something that's very smart as well. So the uncertainty surrounding Pitts, You hope that he's everything, right? But there's a chance that he's not. So it's very beneficial to back him up with a solid tight end one, just in case Pitts doesn't turn out to be the freakish monster that everyone's saying he will.
And I like Hawkinson because he's in a situation with Goff, where Goff likes to go to a tight end and doesn't have the strongest arm, and they don't have the greatest receivers in Detroit.
Let's hope he likes tight ends on the field as much as he does in the shower.
Bada boom. Wow. So, all right. So next, I still don't like the running backs. After I picked, we had Devontae Smith picked, Air Bear, who would have been my next choice, to be honest with you. Chase Claypool, and Leonard Fournette. So
that was fantastic. Chase Claypool, you finished it out too.
I did.
That's perfect.
I did. I hate the running backs that are left.
Well, you don't have any left on your roster anyway.
You got 20 seconds on the clock there, boss.
No, I don't. I got 2:48.
No, we're going a minute and a half on this clock.
So I am going to look at...
You're done with running backs too, just to...
I'm going to take a high upside pick here, draft my second quarterback, and go Aaron Rodgers, who I think is the best quarterback maybe in the league if we knew where he was going to be.
And you know what? It doesn't matter because wherever he goes, he's still Aaron Rodgers.
And the next pick was Russell Wilson, and we are back to emptying my ball sack on Mark. So I just filled that in because you guys had some talk there about
We sure did.
bedrooms and so forth.
Let's not get too deep into it. Okay, so
just to kind of let the viewers real quick know where we're at. Rocky, you have your running backs all selected. You have a kicker, a defense, and you need 3 wide receivers. That's what you have left?
Which is weak because I don't like any of the wide receivers left, but we'll make it work.
Phil has yet to select a quarterback like myself, so he's got 2 quarterbacks to go. It looks like he's got
1 running back, right?
1 running back, 1 tight end. So quarterback, running back, tight end, kicker, defense. Well, 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, we got
running
it.
Back, yeah. Tight end, kicker, defense.
All right, so my running back, I'm going to go ahead. Ooh, man.
Man, Batman in the bedroom is ending up with a really good squad. He had the first pick.
Okay.
Air Bear, Christian McCaffrey, DK Metcalf,
10
AJ
seconds
Brown.
here. I'm going to go
Yeah, but this is almost like a Mark length pick. You know,
I'm going to go with Kenyon Drake.
Right. So we have another running back off the board.
Which is my last running back.
And directly after Kenyon Drake, we have Damian Harris, Matt Ryan, and Will Fuller. And now we've got Krusty Sock Puckett.
You're right.
Kirby Puckett. Yeah, I'm having a stroke.
Kirby.
All right. So who are we going with?
All right, let's see. My wide receivers are done. My running backs are done. So I need 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends, a kicker, and a defense. All right. So I'm going to slide down the old ADP board here at tight end.
Buddy.
I want to take a dude that I'm super high on this year, just like I was Robert Woods with Stafford moving out to L.A. I love Tyler Higbee this year. They got rid of Everett. It's only Higbee. And Stafford do love his tight end.
All right.
So Tyler Higbee, come to Papa.
So after Higbee, the first time the bot has slowed a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happened here?
I don't know.
Tyler Higbee. There we go.
Press the button, Mark.
Well, you even push the button slow. And then after that, we had Deshaun Watson picked, Robbie Anderson picked, who would have been a receiver I would have gone with. And then we're back to Mark.
All right.
So let's all take a nap and come back and, sorry.
So at this point, all these quarterbacks should essentially be the same name to me, with the one standing out that I have mentioned a couple of times, Matthew Stafford. So I'm going to double up. I'm going to come back on tight end. I'm going to take another guy that I think is super dynamic, and I love him in this offense. I love what they did, shoring up some weapons and getting a quarterback who's just going to sling it around.
I think this is
Logan Thomas.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, it's a good pick.
Yeah.
Very good pick. After Logan Thomas, we've got Nyheim Hines, Devin Singletary, and Ryan Tannehill, and we are up to Phil now.
This is tough. I'm all full on my running backs and wideouts. Correct?
Let's see.
Is that correct?
Are you?
I believe so.
Because it didn't save the bot's parameters. One of the bots has like 8 wide receivers, but it's okay because it stays true to
How people draft and
ADP, right.
Yeah.
Let's see. You have 4 running backs. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 wide receivers. Yes. So you need 2 quarterbacks,
And a tight end.
a tight end, kicker, defense.
Yeah. All right. Easy enough. I'm tempted to go grab a quarterback, but I do want to have some insurance at tight end if Kittle can't be Kittle. So, what do we do here? We got Robert Tonyan. We got Noah Fant. We got Mr. Hunter Henry. No, thank you.
I know who I would pick here. I'm curious to see if you pick
I'm glad
the same guy. Because I think we think similar.
Troutman is a guy
That's
that
a shame.
he really likes.
If you chose to pick that I would
All
pick,
right.
then I will have a special drop for you.
No, I don't think we're going to pick the same guy.
I think we are.
I don't think so.
We are.
I'm going to go with Noah Fant. And that's not who you
we
would
didn't.
pick.
Okay, we didn't. He is though from the Ohio State University, so we like him.
Who would you have picked?
I actually would have went for Dallas Goddard. To be honest with you,
I was on that pick with you.
yeah.
Dallas Goedert was probably.
I can't pick a Cowboy right here.
Okay, so after you pick Noah Fant, we
Cowboy.
got
He's an
J.D.
Eagle.
McKissick that is gone,
Oh,
and
shit. I'm thinking Dalton Schultz.
Oh yeah, close.
I'm
Yeah,
in
Dallas
close.
Goedert.
They're both
I'm in
white.
desperate need of wide receivers here. And so I'm going to make an easy choice for me here, and that is T. Higgins, who I
Okay.
think is still going to be top 15 wide receiver.
Oh,
After that, Devontae Parker comes in. Brandon Cooks is gone. Tom Brady and Gus Edwards, which allows me to come back and take another wide receiver. And I'm going to take a little bit of time and look here.
I like what you did. I got to look at your roster.
So there's a lot of high upside receivers still on the board. And here's a few that I like. I really like Corey Davis. I think he's going to be really good with the Jets, mostly because of need. And he's rated very low. I also like the idea of Jalen Waddle in Miami. I like Michael Pittman in Indianapolis.
Do you though? Do you
Well,
really?
I traded him because I don't love him, but I like him.
That was by the way, that was trade consensual sex there. There was no trade rape that happened there. That was trade
kind of rate
consensual.
me. You should definitely give me a number 1 pick. You should. If you had a soul, you would give me a number 1 pick. But that's what JJ says, not me. I mean, I don't love any wide receiver here, so I'm looking for one that could be lightning in a bottle here.
Oh, I got one for you, buddy.
Yeah,
Want
I
me
do
to text
too.
you?
And it's the Ohio State University.
Is that what it is?
Come on, you're just milking the clock here.
No,
Yeah, come on. You're past your minute and a half. Let's go.
So I will go with the easy choice, but I don't want to, but I am going to go Curtis Samuel with the upside.
Yeah. And I think that's an excellent pick there. I absolutely love. I'm trying to snatch up Curtis Samuel in all my best ball leagues because he's going to be your definite boom or bust guy with more emphasis on boom. They didn't bring him to Washington to not put him in the same role that he filled in Carolina last year. Right. They're going to try to get him the ball every which way they can.
So after Curtis goes Robert Tonyan, and we are back up to Phil. And Phil, you've got to kind of flesh out your roster a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm going to go grab my quarterback, and I'm happy he's still there.
Yeah,
Worked out perfect for
son
me.
of a bitch.
Yeah.
What round are we in? 11?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will go grab Mr. Matthew Stafford.
It's a good pick, strong pick for this deep in a draft, and I do think he's going to return. And I think it's mostly he's still there because one of the idiot bots, but in every league there's an idiot bot.
For sure. There is definitely an idiot bot.
Drafted 8 wide
I was
receivers.
hoping Deshaun was going to sit longer. I was going to grab him as my second QB, which I think is possible in actual human
Yes, I think so too.
league.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, especially now.
So
Actually, now people are eating shit for even drafting Deshaun because consensus is that he will not play at all this year.
Tough shit.
So after Stafford goes Rashard Penny, Tyler Boyd, and
Hollywood.
Brown. And we are back up to Mark.
All right. So me, I did something that's kind of typical in these leagues, and I waited on quarterback, and now I have to eat this shitty plate that I made myself here and select the best of the worst.
Jalen Hurt. No, sorry. This is a tough call. I'm curious to see who you're going to go because you've got Hurts, Joe Burrows, Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins. We talked about Cousins. Yeah. He's the orange. No, he's the yellow.
No.
Yeah, he's the yellow Starburst.
Oh, yellow Starburst. I thought we were talking about White Jameis. Sorry.
Yeah.
The White Jameis. All right. So who are you going with, Mark?
All right. So if I talk it out here, I like Wentz in Indianapolis.
Let's not talk it out.
Yeah, you do.
Not completely sold on all of his wide receivers. He's got a couple there that I do like. Daniel Jones has a ton of weapons, but
he's still Daniel Jones.
He's still Daniel Jones.
He's got to be able to throw the ball without dropping it on the ground. So
yeah,
it's a big if.
Or tripping in the open field. Yeah, Joe Burrow. He's got a ton of weapons.
He got 8 points for that run before he fell. So, but go ahead.
Joe Burrow's got a ton of weapons, but he's coming off that horrible injury. There's a lot of uncertainty there. I could take him and then back him up with somebody else, but I like my sleeper quarterback that I'm going to go with.
Oh, right, so who you going with? Who's your sleeper?
Sam Darnold.
So I'm going to go with who I think is probably.
I know he's going to go with here.
I don't think you do.
Well, can you just go with them?
Yeah. This dude put up 500 air yards in the playoffs against America's team, the Cleveland Browns. Mr. Ben.
This is the biggest mistake. This is like, honestly.
Yeah, you're picking against your own philosophy here.
This is where people.
You took Najee Harris.
Yeah.
Because you said they're going to get back to running the ball.
They are going to.
People would laugh at this pick, but that's okay.
He's still going to put the ball in the air, though.
All right.
Because it's Pittsburgh.
Oh, he has to.
Yeah.
So after Roethlisberger.
I can't argue with that. That's a fact. He is going to throw it.
Jarvis Landry goes.
Some point.
And Jay Williams, and I'm having trouble thinking who Jay Williams is.
Jay Williams, buddy. You know Jay.
I don't know Jay.
All right, sock boy, come on.
Jamal Williams.
Jamal Williams.
All right.
Back for Detroit. Okay. There we
Here comes my homer pick. Mr. Justin Fields.
There you go, buddy.
Who's going to light it up in Chicago.
There you go.
Get him. He should be screaming up boards.
So who are your quarterbacks?
It's Ben Roethlisberger and Justin Soldier Fields.
Okay. Wow. So, all right. So that's good. And after Justin Fields.
Can you put the pick in?
Boom. There it is.
After Justin Fields, we have Hunter Henry, Dallas Goedert, and Irv Smith Jr.
Nice run on tight ends there.
Yeah. And we're back up with Phil.
Here we go.
Here's the part of the show that nobody gives a shit about. Beside it being Phil, I think it's the fact that we all have kickers and defenses left, right?
Yeah, I got a tight end and a quarterback. Shit.
No, you filled your tight ends. You got a quarterback, though, to take,
I
too.
always fill my tight ends, Mark. It's Pasquale staple. Yeah. All right, so QB.
I bet those guys love it.
This show is taking a bad turn.
Feeling at you. What? What? I thought we were in the trust tree in the nest. Are we not?
No, we're not in the nest.
We're not.
We're not.
So I'm going with my homer pick here. I'm going to take Mr. Daniel Jones, who you guys were joking about.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna say right now is going to be a top 12 QB this year.
Okay.
We're going to edit this out, guys, because
we're not editing this
we
out.
want credibility. We're sorry.
I don't know
that
why
he
you're
even
saying
said
that. I don't know why you're saying that. You just took Justin Fields.
I
haven't seen the guy play down in the NFL. Guy.
I will bet on the wheel of death that Justin Fields puts up more fantasy points than Mr.
My hand is there.
Okay, what's the bet?
One of the shot.
Okay, so
shot on the wheel of death.
So after Danny Jones, we have Pittman.
Fucking
Jr.
light it up this year, you idiot. You even watch football? Shit.
All right, Pittman Jr. I need a I need a wide receiver, and there are a lot that are really interesting. So if you're thinking like I'm thinking, I'm really curious about Jalen Waddle.
We have good wide receivers in Chicago.
I am really curious about Jerry Jeudy. I like some of these guys with some upside, like Henry Ruggs, Cole Beasley, Laviska Shenault. But the guy that I'm actually going to go for is Antonio Brown, and I think it's high upside at this part of the draft.
Yeah.
So after him goes Zach Ertz, Tony Pollard, the Steelers D, the Ravens D, and I am going to go ahead and take the best. Let me see here. The best kicker, although the kickers are going by teams, which I'm unfamiliar with.
Well,
Yeah, that's just so a lot of times in best ball format, so you don't get stuck with somebody like
hurt.
like a triple doink that ends up either hurt or cut like halfway through the season.
All right. So I'm going to then deviate and go with the best defense I have on my board right now, which is the Rams. All right.
It's not a bad pick.
And then the Colts go, and we're at Phil again.
alrighty, guys. You ready? Because I'm not.
We need a kicker and a defense, right?
Yeah, these defenses suck ass. Nobody I'm very confident in at all.
Aren't you a big fan of the Brown D?
No, I'm not. That's Rocky. I don't know why the Saints are on that.
I don't know why they're up there either.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots, getting like 5 of their starters back, and Mr. Bill Belichick.
All right, so it's on me. I'm definitely going defense here too before my kicker. Somehow both Tampa Bay and the Washington football team are there, who I think are probably 2 of the top 3 defenses this year.
Nobody cares what you think, though.
Tampa Bay returns all of its starters from a Super Bowl team. I mean, that's pretty goddamn impressive.
Yeah, but
I like
when's the last time there was a repeat?
I like the
Mark?
Washington football team. I like that that young guy from the Ohio State University that they have coming off the edge.
He's a good guy.
He is a good guy. I think they're all around a solid defense. They have that other guy, Montez Sweat,
Montez,
right?
some Tez.
Yeah, he's some sort of sweat.
All right,
Right, so
just
we
pick a
have,
defense, man, and a kicker. Come on.
Kicker. All right, here
Let's
we
not
go.
talk about the kicker, please. Just pick it.
I'm going to go with the kicker that I think. No.
He's talking about it.
Let's see.
Shit.
Who do I think is going to get themselves in scoring position but not score
my God.
touchdowns?
He's still talking about
It's
kicker.
fucking crazy.
If I have a gun on my
You have to-
ankle, and I may
Just
just
pick.
you have
It's
to
a
understand.
kicker, bro.
gotta
All right,
pull it out and
so
I
here you
gotta
go.
kill myself.
I think a team that's going to move the ball a bunch but not get into the end zone. I think that the New Jersey Giants.
You just described your marriage. All right.
All right. So, shit.
Oh, did I take your kickoff?
So we
no.
got
Idiot.
Or as you would say, my kicker.
I was actually going to take the Packers. So same thought process. I'll take the Falcons, a team that's going to score a lot, whether it's a touchdown or a field goal. Better than the team that doesn't score at all.
All right.
All right, Rocky, as always, bring up the rear. Finish
I
us
am,
off.
And I'm going to go with the Chargers for no other reason than RTS says it's the best go, and I'm going to trust them.
I don't trust them yet. Not yet.
You just met RT. I wouldn't trust them just yet.
So I have to admit, I think my team's the best. I've looked at your piles of shit, and I'm like, they are
bet.
steamy.
I bet.
Mark, I mean, I don't get, like, Mark's got Joe Mixon, who I like, Michael Thomas, but his quarterback is Roethlisberger or Fields. I don't like that.
So you have to remember where I picked quarterback, though.
Yeah, but it's still your roster.
But it's
So
still
it was-
your roster.
It's a shit show at quarterback there.
We're
What's a shit
assessing
show?
the team now.
Yeah,
so-
it's a shit
So
show.
we don't really want you to explain why it happened.
Well,
They
you have
already
to.
heard. They heard why it happened. They were with us.
Roethlisberger is just like Ryan Fitzpatrick this year. He don't
No,
give
he's
a
not
shit.
though.
But then I look at Phil's team, and I'm like, okay, I like Stafford. I like his running back, Derrick Henry.
I don't know how to look at your roster. So
Yeah.
oh, I see it. Yeah.
It's okay, but I think, I mean,
It's a bunch of backups.
I'm
It's Derrick
starting
Henry and a
Josh,
bunch of backups.
I mean, here's my starting lineup: Josh Allen,
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara, Antonio Gibson, Justin Jefferson,
Yeah.
T. Higgins, and then you pick,
Then you fall off a cliff.
no,
what are you
you
talking
got
about?
Antonio Brown or Curtis Samuel. I got to pick between Pitts or Hawkinson at tight end.
I'm not going to lie, your team sucks.
Oh, my team is beautiful. Come on. you're having an erection over Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen's
Josh Allen's a great pick.
compared to what you've got.
I like the Josh Allen pick.
I love Josh
It's
Allen.
a pile of shit.
I actually like your Gibson pick too.
Yeah, I would have had Gibson
Come on,
instead of Sam, but I like my roster.
yeah. No, we all got. I mean,
Honestly,
again, we weren't drafting against real players either. We wouldn't have gotten a lot of the value that we did.
I think we may have been able to get better value.
Yeah, I think we actually, because I think some of these bots did a piss poor job. They like had a run on receivers and a run on running backs earlier than they would have gone. But I don't know. I don't hate any of your teams. I just think I'm the clear winner.
I don't agree with you.
Does the
So,
RT Sports,
let's go
does it
pick
do an
apart your
evaluate
roster.
draft?
It does actually.
Yeah,
So it does it through Fantasy Pros.
So let's
And
do
if we
that.
click on that, it'll show you overall.
But that's based on the same ADP, right?
So who's there? It looks like I'm kicking ass and everything. Overall, I'm number 3.
I can't see any of this.
Overall, I'm number 3. Starters, I'm number 3. Look at my backups. Okay, it's a little bit bad, but where the hell are you guys? Oh, look and see. Mark, you are number 10 in 2 and 9 in another one. And Phil, you're respectable 6 and 5, kind of like the Giants. You're gonna finish 6 and 10.
I guess that makes sense, but this is all going off the ADP that you just bashed. So
So the beautiful thing about the analyzer is that people like to look where they're placed there.
Yeah.
For me, I like to see being on the back end of it because I really don't think that the analyzer puts a lot of emphasis on true ADP versus
Is that because you finished last?
maybe
Well,
a
what's
little
fun-
bit.
Every major category.
Hey, Rocky, can I just say that glass of apple juice is still very full?
Hey, so how about this?
That'll be there next week
How about
during
if we
next
make
week's
another
episode.
bet? Why don't we run this season with this team and see who wins?
We could. We're gonna have to take pictures of it, and then we're gonna have to at the end of the year we can probably. So we'll use their PPR. So we'll use their actual stats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. Let's sign off the show though, because we're about an hour 15.
Yeah.
We're gonna get next episode. We'll update what we're gonna do as far as rules, any bets we have. Hey man, if you guys stuck with us for an hour and 10, I'm so happy. I appreciate it. Hopefully you got something out of it. Come back to the next episode next week. Find us on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok.
We're everywhere.
Ultimate Fantasy Locker Room. Follow, like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate you.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.